Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. All right, guys. Hey, welcome back, guys. I got two amazing guests. You know that I love the show Chart Your Odyssey. It's one of the most popular here on the station, Chart Your Odyssey. I'm talking about Chart Your Odyssey with Robert Yurkin and Kristi Hegel, and they were just making fun of me before the show because I always screw up Hegel and Hegel. No, it's Hegel. All right. I won't ever make that mistake again. So what these guys have done on their show, which is called Chart Your Odyssey, as you know, they're down there in Charleston, South Carolina, and they do this one-on-one coaching, but yet they have this new model where each aspect of what you need is taken care of someone else. Like Robert Yurkin is the one who's going to, if you transformal coaching, if you need business coaching, anything that isn't getting in shape and physical, that goes over to Kristi. So it's a real cool model. I mean, they're hitting it on all different sides, which is pretty different, and that's probably why they're so successful. I mean, they're really kicking some butt. Excuse my language. So, guys, I want you to go to odysseycoachingsystems.com if you want to follow along. If you want to call in, I have a new number for you. Look at my monitor here. So 631-687-5800. Or you can always get me at the instant feedback. Go Casey instant feedback at gmail.com. It pops up on the screen and I will see it and I'll read your name. Just tell me where you're from and your name. That's all. And I'll read your question live on the air and Kristi and Robert will respond to it. People seem to like that. All right. So guys, with no further ado, I'd like to introduce the hosts of Chart Your Odyssey, Mr. Robert Yurkin and Kristi Hegel. Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey Casey, how you doing today?
Doing great. Miss Kristi, how are you?
Doing great, thank you.
Oh, I got to put her up, Mr. Producer, a little bit louder. Right? Okay, cool. Hey, so let me ask Robert, how was your Father's Day?
It was tremendous. I had a great time. Saw most of my kids are living in the area like that. My family's all over the country. I have some sons up in New York, New Jersey area. I have two daughters down here, and then daughter over in down in New Orleans. So they're all over the place like that. But like with Zoom, right? I mean, we were able to just all get together anyway, so it was great.
Totally. And Kristi, I know that you spent time with your old man yesterday. I mean, Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys had some good time. So yeah, I'm glad that it's important to spend time with the ones that you love and make some memories. But if nobody heard Chart Your Odyssey before, let me start with Robert. Can you kind of take us as a beginner's guide through Chart Your Odyssey if nobody ever saw this show before?
Sure. So Chart Your Odyssey, it started off a couple of years back, primarily business coaching I was doing. And one of the passions I've always had was working with people, helping people. I'm a former law enforcement officer, and throughout my career, I've been helping people and training people. And when I did the business coaching, again, I was able to work with somebody in a positive atmosphere, helping them grow their business. But I really just loved having the interaction with people in their daily lives. And I myself had gone through some coaching also because there's things I wanted to change. It was something I figured, let me try it and see how it works like that. And I loved it. It was just personal growth, multiplied by 1,000, from what I could do by myself. So it was excellent. So then I really expanded into the life coaching sessions, specifically transition coaching, which was where you kind of go from one area to the next. So when you're transitioning from college to the workforce, from working to retirement, from kids leaving the school, empty nesting, all that type of thing. And that's been my passion. But one of the things I found was that I always had people asking about, like, well, part of my issue was, how do I stay in better shape? I'm retired now. I'm not working anymore. I was in an active job. Now what do I do to stay in shape? So I wanted to find somebody because, I have a strong feeling that, we want to give the best coaching that we can. So I sought out Kristi because I wanted somebody that would be able to be the expert in health and nutrition. And Kristi, just recently, graduated with a master's degree. She has a background in a bachelor's in health and nutrition area. So I brought her on board to really be able to give our clients the best knowledge that we can give them in all these areas.
Good move. I mean, that paid off big time. I mean, that's, you guys are so popular. I mean, you're so successful. You think it's this business model along with both of your talents? Because there's not much around where people have departments in this sort of field.
Yeah, in coaching, a lot of people, they have what they call niches, where they pick a certain thing, and that's really great to do, because people that look for coaching are often looking for a specific problem that they have, which is kind of like I can do general life coaching, but I really like to keen on transition coaching. But like I said, with health and nutrition, I found that there was so many areas where they really interacted with each other. If you were, just to give an example, if somebody was, not happy in their workplace, and we started talking about work, and it really became more of an issue with self-esteem, that they weren't happy because maybe they put on some weight and they weren't happy with that, or something, whatever, that I need to solve one problem before I can work on the next one like that, or work on them together. So that's really why, I sought out Kristi, because she was really better able to do that than I was. And, I feel more comfortable making sure that my clients were best served that way.
Gotcha. Kristi, let me go to you. I know that you were tapped on the shoulder by Robert when he needed someone to cover that aspect of it. How has it been for you? Tell us, introduce us to who you are and what you do, because obviously this team works.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I was lucky enough. I had been going to school for my master's degree during COVID. It was all online. So I figured, hey, let's just get more knowledge of the area I want to study. So health and nutrition and exercise science. So once Robert reached out to me asking if I wanted to coach with him, I took the opportunity right away. And I took a couple more courses to get certified. And with his help, he really showed me certain courses that would help me more than others to get right on track. And we've had clients that come to both of us, get help from both of us. And it really does work, because sometimes you don't realize what the deeper problem is. You think it's something up here, and then Robert really digs down deep and, hey, Kristi, some of this is an issue too. So let's see if we could help this person out. And it's really a good thing that we've got going on, and I enjoy it, and I'm sure he does too.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Now, this is a question for kind of both of you guys. Say you get a new client, say anybody out there right now wants to go to odysseycoachingsystems.com. You get on there, you're going through a transformation. Robert, is there any part of you that says, hey, you might need some self-confidence, and getting in shape is probably going to help you do that too? So will you encourage people to go over with Kristi, even if it's not what they came to you originally for?
If they identify it as an issue to themselves. So, for example, everybody is comfortable within their own person. So, just because somebody might have a few extra pounds on doesn't mean that's something that they deem as a problem like that. Okay. They might be totally good with it, and they should be. Because it's only if something bothers somebody or has an issue with that we would direct them like that.
But if you see that they don't have self-confidence.
Yeah, if that, then we try to delve into the reason why. So, for example, if somebody has they might just come for a career issue, and then with coaching, what you do is you dig down deeper into an example of well, let's talk about your job. What is it with your job? And if they start breaking it down, well, one of the problems I have with work is that I don't really have a camaraderie there. I see other people having a camaraderie, and maybe that's an issue for them at their work. So it's really not so much a work issue anymore. And now it's starting to go into something different.
Right.
Okay. And then we break it down some more. Well, tell me about it. Why is it, that aren't having this camaraderie, and then we could talk some more and have more discussions. Now let's say it breaks down to the fact, well, I'm self-conscious about something like that. Now we're starting to hit into the areas that you're talking about.
You're getting that root cause is what you're getting.
Right, exactly. Because sometimes the problem that people perceive is not really the problem that's at hand that really gets to them. So it's really digging down deep to find out what the issue is. And then we kind of start from the way up. So it's really taking the whole big picture in the beginning, breaking it down to what the root cause is, and then we work from the root cause going back up again, fixing things along the way and working things along the way to get them to where they want to be. So they're going to wind up back in the same end result, but maybe in a different direction, because they've altered something here or fixed something there.
Yeah, that's a great answer, and I can understand that completely. Like, who out there, I'm talking to the guys and girls in their cars, at work, whatever, when you felt the best, when you felt like you had things in control, were you happy with the way you looked? Did you have confidence? Did you go into a room and feel like you could hold your head up? Because some people can't, and a lot of that has to do with that. I'm a little bit out of shape, but I didn't want to. But talking to you and get to the root cause, now we go over to Kristi. And Kristi, what about someone who hasn't exercised in so long, where you got to start them off, I would understand, slow? Somebody who hasn't done anything for years, how do you take someone like that?
It's not as difficult as it sounds. It really is. Hey, go for a walk 20 minutes a day for 7 days, and then go, say, like, start with a half mile and then go towards a mile. And really, after 2 weeks of it, these people are like, oh, I didn't even think about going for a walk today. I just did it. Like, I didn't even have to, like, pep myself up. I just put my shoes on, went out the door, and walked for 2 miles. I didn't even realize I walked 2 miles. So it becomes just a part of their state. And I always say, listen to a podcast, and like the podcast I listen to, sometimes they're between 45 minutes to 2 hours. So if you just walk the whole podcast, you don't know how much time is really going down. You're just listening to the podcast the whole time. And, and then you just turn around, circle around, whatever, the last block, and you're home, and you look down and you're like, wow, my watch says I walked 3 miles. Like, how'd that happen? So it really is just starting out slower. And then if they want to do starting out with home workouts, because they're not too motivated to buy a gym membership yet. So I give them a few home workouts that they could do just to get moving a little bit. And then eventually, I've seen with some clients, they're like, wow, I really like these home workouts. I think I want to go towards going to the gym. And it just changes their lifestyle. And it's not a process that will happen in a week. It
Right.
takes sometimes a few weeks to a few months that it really transitions. And then it just instantly snaps, like, oh, wow, I want to do this. I'm motivated to do this. And then from there, it becomes like a little addiction that you're seeing results and you want to see more. And once you hit that goal, you hit the next one, and you keep going. And once you hit the final goal, there's going to be more after that. So
and that's where that confidence comes from, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I got an idea. Mr. Producer, when the new ones come in, the new instant feedbacks, why don't you read them on the air? I got my team printed out, or they copied some of the old ones that we didn't get to. So I don't want to leave those people out. So let's get to those. All right,
Okay,
guys?
sounds great.
And then as the new ones come out, Mr. Producer, you can come on and say them. Okay. Okay. Daniel from Memphis. I believe chronic dieting has messed up my metabolism. How do I correct this? So now, if you guys are following at home, where would this question go?
There we go, Kristi.
That would go to me. I've seen it before. I haven't had many clients with that issue, but I've seen it before, that people completely cut out their carbs and they just don't eat any carbs, and then their body's not getting the nutrients you need. You need carbs. I know everyone says, like, oh, eating pasta, that's how you're going to gain weight. You need carbs, trust me. And these people cut out carbs, and then they try to start eating them again, and they feel sick, and they don't feel great, and it's a really slow process to get back into it. So when you are doing these crazy diets, your body doesn't get used to it, and once you try to eat normal again, it reacts, it makes you feel sick, and there's slower processes that you have to go through to get back that way. One of my clients did like a shake diet, so it was 2 shakes a day and a meal.
With like a protein shake or something?
Yeah. And she said, like, yeah, I lost 25 pounds doing this. And I asked her, I'm like, are you hungry? And she said, I'm hungry every second of the day. And I'm like, no, we can't. This is not how we want to do it. This is not like the diet. So I helped her. I did. And she said, I like the shake. So I said, all right, let's do like 1 shake a day and 2 meals, and then like a couple snacks in between the meals. But we really had to slowly do it because her body wasn't used to getting a lot of food. But when she was getting the food she needed, and when she was doing her workout, she's like, wow, I'm getting muscle a lot faster than I thought I would. So these chronic diets, they are very hard on your body, but you do have to slowly transition back into a normal eating pattern and then start at a healthier eating, if that makes sense. You can't just like snap back into it from one extreme to the next. You just have to slowly work into it, and then so your body isn't shocked.
All right, cool. Hey, guys, I see, but I really can't read that monitor. But I have 3 more here. If Mr. Producer, if you want to get any of the new ones, let me do the old ones first. Is that cool? All right. Because they copied these for me. Sorry, guys. Okay, so the next one, we got Frank from Jelina's. I just retired and have so much time on my hands. What is my next step? All right.
So, well, Frank, your next step really is going to be up to you to decide what you want to do with your time. You know, a lot of people, and this, again, a big transition, right? If you're working for 20, 30, 40 years, you're doing something that you pretty much the same thing every day in a lot of cases like that. Now, all of a sudden, you have to make a decision. What do I do? People take this as an opportunity to really make changes in their lives, or they continue with something that's familiar with them. Again, everybody's path is different. So if income is an option or a necessity, they're going to actually try to look for another job that is going to be something that they can make the most income they can on. Most of the time, that's something familiar to them. So they'll be looking at it that way. So in that sense, they've kind of already made the decision. But for mostly people that come to us are the people that are wanting something different. You know, they really want to retire. They really want to enjoy something different in life. And what we do is we'll have a discussion of what does that look like? So, you know, for example, we'll make it 5 years. In 5 years, what do you think your life wants? What do you want your life to be? What would it look like? And they often come up with their answers that way. We're saying, like, you know, I'd love to be doing something that I've always wanted to paint, and I've just never really had the opportunity to do that. So it may be something going into that direction. And then we'll break down the little goals of how do we get to there? What are talents that you have, or what are abilities that you have? What's a time frame that you're looking for? Sometimes it's you know, it would involve moving to a different location. It would be changing scenery like that. So, you know, this is actually, Frank, a wonderful time in your life where, you know, if you're looking to do something like that, I applaud you that you're actually willing to explore some new areas, and, you know, make the most of it. You know, dream big. If you're going to dream big, right? You know, this is the time, because you're not going to have this opportunity again where you say, you know, I have the resources, I have the time, I want to just make my life what it is like that. So, you know, try to think of something that you've always wanted to do. And again, like Kristi was saying, you know, with the you know, with the exercising, it's not as hard as you would think it is like that. Most of it is just, you know, one of the things we have on our website is releasing the obstacles of the past. And most of the time, the obstacles of the past are what really prevent you from seeing the future like that, because you're just so used to doing it a certain way. And people inherently just don't like change. So they look at it like a bad thing. So if you can get past that and say, you know what, I'm, you know, I want to sing, you know, I want to do karaoke. I've never done it in my life like that, but this is the time to do it, you know. So I would just say, you know, start working from there, and again, that's what we do. We just help people, guide them through it there.
Gotcha. Yeah, because we can't play golf and then go to the bar every day.
Yeah.
Retarded. We gotta find something different than that. Okay. So I have one old one left. Mr. Producer, do you say you have a new one?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry if it's coming from off camera here, but
Not a problem.
So he's taking the new instant feedback here. What you got, man?
We have Mason from Brooklyn. His question was, or her question was, what was the greatest transformation you two were a part of?
That's pretty cool.
Oh.
Let me go to Kristi first.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, so we had someone that was a new mother. So she needed both of us. She reached out to both of us because she was transitioning into motherhood. It was her first child. And then she was also needing me because
the transition, Robert, and now with the physical. See, another great example right there.
Yeah.
Sorry,
so
Go ahead.
She wanted to lose her baby weight, and she wanted to know how to juggle her job, a new baby. So we helped her out a little bit. We both had meetings with her. We both talked to her and found out where she wanted to be, and she's still a client. So I guess she likes what we're doing, and
Obviously,
we're helping her because she's stuck around a little bit. So that's one of my favorite ones, because we do get a lot of people that like know why they're coming to us, especially with me. They reach out to me because they know they want to coach. But this one was special because she did bring a little baby into this world. So we're super excited to get that phone call and get started with her.
Robert, what was your take on that one?
So this is kind of we've been through a lot of transitions with people and different changes that we made, people like that. But the one that I guess the question was, which was the biggest one I've been involved in, and I'm going to come out and tell you, it was my own transition. Because this is something that I want to just tell people, this is not just something that we talk about. It's something we believe in and that we do, and we've lived it. So in my transition, I was in a career that I pretty much did for 25 years. Like I said, I was in law enforcement, so everything was kind of by the book. It was, it was set rules. It was, pretty stringent in how it was. It either was or it wasn't.
You were probably using those skills that you use now to help people in your job. So this was nothing pretty much new for you, just in a different way.
A different way. But what happened was so then I retired. Okay. So, in my thing, I had to basically, leave a position where I was, in control of things and in control of other people's things aside from myself. Retired to go to a new career, and then just basically turned it into a change in my family life, because now I was spending more time not at work at that, between the shift work and everything else like that. So I had to basically recreate what I wanted to do, and how I wanted to do it like that. So again, with the help of a coach myself, I was able to work through the process. So I went from having all rules to basically my only rule now is that I just never have a finish line. I never want to come to a point where I'm done. I want to keep growing and keep changing. So I got rid of all my rules. I had a thing called my rules of life, which went out the window, because I realized my rules of life were just so limiting, that I was limiting myself by following these rules. So I learned that wasn't something that really worked in the long run. I changed my career, went to something different like that. So I went to business coaching. So that was a total thing. So I would say having done career change, a relocation from New Jersey area down to South Carolina. All these things are possible. And, a lot of times we have people just calling up for one or two things that they're looking for. So I just want to, put it out there that, when you call us, we understand and we know what you're looking for. And we understand what you're trying to do. And it can be done. I look at it this way, there's nothing that's overwhelming, nothing that's too big to try, and nothing that you should be afraid to succeed, to try it. I mean, just the attempt that you're reaching out and trying to do something in itself is a great success story.
That's pretty awesome. Thanks for sharing that, man. That's pretty awesome. Guys, I'm speaking with the team. This is Chart Your Odyssey with Robert Yurkin and Kristi Hegel. And you can go to odysseycoachingsystems.com, get more information. And I like doing these kind of Zoom things. I don't have time for the last one, right? Do it? No. So I have the old ones here, but I can the teleprompter I can read, but that one I can't read. That other monitor. Okay. Just a little technical stuff. We'll get it suited for next time. Guys, I'm blind. I know I need glasses, and the far away. Do you guys wear glasses?
Contacts.
All right. Yeah, I got since my old age here, I can't see past that's the year. But we got it. I think it works out good. So you'll take the new ones, I'll take the old ones. We got it. All right. You guys, Robert Yurkin, Kristi Hegel, Charleston, South Carolina, odysseycoachingsystems.com. This is Chart Your Odyssey. Guys, anything you want to leave the audience with until next time, anything you want to impart or let them think about, as my grandmother said, you have the floor. Let me start with Kristi, because I know you got social media. Then I'm going to go to Robert for the last word. You guys have the floor.
Yeah. As always, our social media, we're Odyssey Coaching Systems on Instagram and Facebook. I run it. My phone's right next to me, so I get the messages right to me. Anything, questions, concerns, you want a discovery call, you have a friend that may need coaching. So I received one of those a couple weeks ago, and we figured it out. We're getting her friend to come on in and just try us out for a little bit. So yeah. So Odyssey Coaching Systems, Facebook, Instagram, message me and I'll answer any questions you have. And if it's a question for Robert, he's not as social media friendly. So I text him the question and I get the answer right away.
Gotcha. Robert, last word. You got it.
Thanks, Casey. Yeah, like Kristi was saying, the social media. Actually, she's been aside from doing health concerns, when I do my business coaching, she's been able to help with the social media marketing for my store. So that's another great.
She's crushing it too.
Yeah, actually, she is. Yeah, so it's been working out good. But I guess I just want to tell people, look, the one thing, and what I'm really been big on is gratitude. I think that gratitude is really the key to finding where you want to go. If you can wake up every day and just be appreciative of something that's going on like that, and look at it and say, like, you know what, I appreciate, like, Father's Day, perfect example, right? You appreciate your kids and everything going through life, or just appreciate the fact that hey, I'm getting up to go to work, and I appreciate that I have a job to go to. Looking at things from a different perspective and looking at it from a point of gratitude, you'll find that it opens up so many doorways, and it will actually lead you to a better frame of mind, a better position in your life. So if you appreciate things, it's been studied, and people found that you're physically better, you're mentally better. You're more apt to follow through to goals like that. So, reach out to us, give us a call, but you know what, have that gratitude and really appreciate the fact that you're in the position that you are in your life. Things could always be worse like that, but appreciate where you are, and that's going to be just step number one to creating the new you that you want.
Totally, guys. Chart Your Odyssey. Robert Yurkin, Kristi Hegel. I want to thank you guys very much. I can't wait to talk to you guys again. Thank you so much, and we'll be right back.
Thanks, Casey. Have a good day.
You too. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.